Definitely stopped at the right channel. So I get into this lady's office, and my intention was, I don't know, at some point I just convinced myself that this job, like, she didn't even ask me, what is your name, what do you do, where do you come from, like literally nothing. In the summer break, nobody is at work. Well, all the red flags, and eventually you definitely stopped at the right channel. Just grab a chair and get seated for this hot story. Hi, my name is Betty B. Let's get into some story time. Good. Now, this story is dates back to some months back. I can say like a year or 2 years back, when I first came to Dubai as a job seeker, okay? And you know, when you're applying for jobs in Dubai, you just apply online. So I was applying online, I sent thousands of applications, just like any other job seeker would do. So I sent thousands of them, no response, no reply. Okay, so there's this one particular morning, I just got an invite, like an interview invite, okay? Then I looked at it, and then I checked my mails to see like, when did I apply for this job? How come they are just calling me right now? So when I checked, I noticed I had applied for that job like 2 days before then, okay? And you know, like when I was doing my job search, I was scrolling through LinkedIn, I used to scroll through Indeed, all those sorts of websites. And I remember very well, this particular one, I got it from Indeed, okay? It was just an open one with the mail, and just drop your CV there. So I dropped my CV, and this particular morning, I got an invite. You guys have no idea how I was excited. You know, the way like you've been applying and no one cares about your application, and this particular company notices my CV. So you don't imagine how excited I was, okay? Mark you, I was on visit visa. So, you know, as a job seeker in a foreign land, in a foreign country, on a visit visa, you really want to get the job first and get your work permit, like get going with the work. So I looked at it, I was contemplating, you know, the way you're just waiting for that one single opportunity, and I got it right there. So what happened, as I was contemplating, I just thought, okay, since I don't have like a proper outfit, I'm going to the shop, I'm going to buy an outfit, and I'm going to pin the outfit which I bought. I really loved it. There were only 2 of them in the shop. Like, okay, fine, I'll take the beige one because I don't want to embarrass myself, or I don't want, like, you know, just when you're searching for a job, you want to look subtle, you want to look calm, collected, and all that. So I was very sure this one would make me look good and noticeable for that matter. So I made sure I was looking good. It was somewhere very close to where I was staying at that time. I was staying in an Airbnb, Sharjah, a very nice one. Anyway, that's my t-shirt logo. I thought it would show, I don't know, it's just my angle, the angle I'm sitting, so it's not showing anyway. So yeah, so I took a taxi, I kept time, you know, the way you don't want to be late for the interview, like you just want to appear this perfect employee. Yeah, I took a taxi, I went to the place. To my surprise, it was just nearby, like very, very close. I could even walk, but because I was looking all good and neat, and I was wearing high heels, okay, yeah, so I went in, I got my ticket. It's a very serious office, by the way. I went into the room, I was asked, can you show us the message that the email that invited you over here? Then I just opened it on my phone, I gave it to the receptionist, and then she gave me my ticket number, and I sat down waiting for my turn. Girl, at that moment, like, I didn't even think about anything, you know. Yeah, so after that, when it was my turn, I went inside, and this lady who called me in doesn't even say hi. Like the very basic etiquette of an interview did not exist. So that was like the first red flag, okay? Someone gets into your office, you want to welcome them, like a warm welcome, just saying hi, take a seat, She was just like, I don't know, with your file. She was like, give me your file, give me your CV. And being the very organized job seeker, I had a very nice file as requested. And then this lady she wasn't reading anything from my file. Literally, she just took the file, and you see the way you just do like this. That's exactly what she did, and put my file on the side. And then she's like, okay, so we have this job. Like, she didn't even ask me, what is your name, what do you do, where do you come from? Like, literally nothing. She went straight to tell me, so we have this teacher assistant job in the British school in Dubai. And I was like, okay, tell me more. And then she goes ahead and tells me, you're gonna get a uniform and you're supposed to report in the next, I don't know, 1 week or 2 weeks. So that was the third red flag, I think. The first one was how I was welcomed in the office. Like, okay. The second one, this lady wasn't interested to see my whatever details were on my CV, like my certificates, my qualifications. Like, she was literally unbothered by that. And the third red flag, she's already offering me a job and she hasn't even asked, what is your name? Like, she doesn't even know my voice, how I sound. So she goes ahead and explained to me the nitty-gritties of the job, about the uniform, about where the school is, when I'm supposed to report. The fourth red flag, you're supposed to report in the next 1 week. Now, I was looking for a job during the summer break. Nobody is at work. Well, I think the teacher assistants, they work during the breaks, but because I was new to the system, naive, a little bit, I didn't know. So to me, it was a red flag. I took it as a red flag, like, okay, how am I supposed to report when kids are not in school? Okay. Now, fifth red flag. She told me we are going to get uniforms. I like slaying, and there's just no way you're going to tell me I am supposed to wear a uniform to work. Like, it just didn't occur to me, like, what is this? What is she talking about? So I said, okay, since I am desperately looking for a job and my visit visa is about to expire, like any job seeker understands this. When your visit visa is about to expire and you don't have intention to go back to your country, you would literally fall for anything. So I said, after seeing all the red flags, and eventually this lady asked me for money. She was like, okay, so because the job is ready, you just need to pay 210 dirhams and we will get back to you. At that point, I really thought about it and I said, okay, let me go out and sit and think about it. So I had already known that it didn't sound real, but then the thought of, okay, this is Dubai, this is UAE, I don't think we got scammers. I was so wrong to think that way. And the other thing, like, looking at the people working in this office, you wouldn't suspect anything. First of all, the office had from different nationalities. I could see Filipinos, I could see African, Indians, Pakistan, like different people. So, like, you can't suspect from the word go. And the other thing, when you get into the office, it's well structured, like it's well organized. So the first thing, they give you a ticket, waiting ticket. Most of the offices that happen. So it's like a mimic of a real office. Ticket number, you get seated, and there's a receptionist who takes your this and that. Like, they offer more guidance. Okay. And then the other thing that really scared me, while sitting here, the receptionist asks you not to talk to each other, okay? So you can't talk to anyone while there. Like, you cannot even ask someone, oh, hi, where are you from? The way job seekers, when you meet even in an interview, you want to share your experiences, maybe your frustrations, like just a lot to share. But that wasn't the case in this particular office. You just sit and wait for your turn. And that, especially if you came from, microphone, is it working? Especially after you're coming from the office, I mean from the the rooms, yeah. So the thing is, there's the reception area, and then there's somewhere like a hall, not hall, it's attached to the reception area. And then there were some smaller rooms like office, I think like around 3 or 4 of them. So each room had a uh, different person. They call themselves human resource officers, the HRs, okay? And the other thing, these guys looked very, very serious. Like you meet them at the door and the look they give you is like, I don't know. I can't describe, but it was a bit scary. People look so pretty. They are so well dressed. The women have their, makeup laid down so nicely. The men are well dressed in suits and all that. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, all that glitters is not gold. And I don't know, like during the time I was in that office, there were so many people coming in and coming out. I don't know, this country, we got a lot of job seekers, and these guys are just taking advantage of job seekers because people were desperately going to get that money. And me, I was still sitting there thinking. So before I knew it, they asked me to step outside because I think they felt like this girl is wasting our time. Please get out. So I went out and I was like, okay. I went back home. I didn't pay anything because I wasn't really sure. I wasn't sure if this is a scam. Is it real? Is it what? Because people were paying, Even then they tell you, like, we'll try to negotiate. They'll be like, people are going out. The same people go out and come. I think they were maybe going to borrow money and come back and pay so that they get the job. So that day, I just went home feeling so down. You understand the hope I left the room with. I was so hopeful that I'm going to get the job because I know myself well. When I put my mind into something, I'm gonna do it. So I knew I was just waiting for the right opportunity, and that opportunity was the interview. So I was literally ready to shine until these people didn't even ask me, what's your name, what do you do, where are your qualifications, and all of that. So I went home. I was feeling so low, and I kept on with my job search until another day I saw another mail from this company again. I think once they get your data, they keep it, they store it for the next round. They'll invite you again next time. So by this time, I think I was extremely desperate, desperado, desperado, like the visa is about to expire. And I don't have another option. I don't want to go back home. I came to look for a job. That is what I want. Okay. So I went back. This time around I was actually I decided to go and pay. Pay. I was not going for the interview because I already knew how the office works. So I go to the office and they were like, "Oh, you look familiar. You've been here before." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I was here before, and today I have come to negotiate the offer." Okay. And then because of that familiarity, they let me in really fast. And to the next office, this one lady, very beautiful, very beautiful. So I tried to negotiate with her. I was like, okay, just give me the. So I get into this lady's office, and my intention was to negotiate that 210 dirhams. It looked like a very big amount at that time because, first of all, I was paying with my debit card, which is from back in my country. So you can imagine I am paying in like I'm converting Kenyan shillings to dirhams. That's so painful. That's a very painful conversion. If you've done that, you totally relate and understand what I'm saying. Now, so in the process of negotiating, I I don't know, at some point I just convinced myself that this deal is true. Desperation can lead you into doing things you cannot imagine. Yeah? So I got convinced. This lady finally convinced me, and the 200 dirhams I had left, I gave it out immediately. And then she's like, fine, so we will contact you in 1 week's time. Okay? And in case we don't contact you, please drop me a message on WhatsApp. She even gave me her WhatsApp message. They have a website. It's literally a functional office. Okay? So 1 week passed, nothing. And let me tell you, by the time I was paying that money, I wasn't really hoping for something because I was still searching for other places and all that. But because of that, the last hope, like I was having it as one of the, I don't know, I was just hanging on to it like this, yeah, in case things work out for me. So I waited 1 week. After 1 week, there was nothing. After 2 weeks, there was nothing. So after 1 week, I started messaging this lady on WhatsApp, and she didn't reply. She literally read my message and left me on blue ticks. I left. I tried again after another week. Nothing. Like blue ticks again and again. Emails, no one is replying. Eventually, I never heard from them ever again. And that confirmed my doubts with this company. Trust you me. So I'm not going to mention the company, but I'm sure if you're a job seeker out there, you really need to look out for these companies. Or maybe if you've gone through the same experience as myself, just leave a comment down here and let's help more people so that they don't get scammed. So all that glitters is not gold. You have to be very, very aware of your surrounding. So in case you're being asked to pay money before you get employed, that is a total scam. Forget about it. Or if you're getting hired back from your country and these people ask you to pay some money before you come, like, I don't know, air flight, pay for visa and all that, do not. It is a total scam. Yeah, it's a total scam and you will never hear from those people ever again. So take care. Take care of your small money. Don't give it out just like that, the way I gave out mine. And yeah, just take care. Now there's something about this company. They have a website. I went ahead and did a review, and that review has had over, I don't know, 1,000 views and people reacting on it. Like, they have scammed a lot of people because you could tell, I could tell the amount of people who are coming in and out of that office. It was massive, like really desperate people from all over, like from different nationalities. You understand? Now their trick is they have, I don't know, maybe it's working for some people. Maybe they have given other people job and others not. But for me, I did not take it kindly. I felt insulted. However much I knew it could be a scam and I still went ahead to pay. I mean, it's not my fault that I paid. I just needed a job, and people pay for jobs anyway. People buy jobs. So I just thought, okay, let me give this a try. It could be, I might be wrong. I might have judged them wrong at first. So yeah, that's why I ended up paying and I lost anyway. But all in all, I learned my lesson, and I would like you also to get to learn this lesson. Now, I later learned that this particular company, they have several branches in Sharjah, in Dubai. I don't know about other Emirates, but you just need to watch out for such companies. Don't fall into the trap again. If you really like, if it's not working for you, you'd rather go back home and start afresh. Like, I know a friend who got hired from back in my country, and turns out this is a scam. Imagine, like, he traveled all the way, the salary and everything that was spelled out on the contract when he came here, it was totally different. Totally different. So in your job search, whichever country you're searching from, this particularly in the UAE job seekers, do not fall into the trap. It's a scam. It's a scam. So yeah, and I think that's the end of my story. I'll bring more story in the next video. If you've watched this video until the end, thank you so much. Remember, you are the OG. Yeah, and I'll see you in my next video, which is coming soon as well. I'm excited about it already. Thank you so much for watching until the end. And if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. And if you feel like this video is going to be helpful to someone out there, just hit the share button and let people know, let more people get to know what is going on around the world. Otherwise, thank you so much. It's a wrap.